Good evening. We will be led by the pledge by Bill Schlaf. I
Mayor Rowe,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Miller,
Present.
Councilman Racy,
Here.
Councilman Porter,
Here.
Councilman Sanders,
Present.
Councilman Gabriel,
Present.
Councilman Sutton.
Present.
You do have a quorum with all 7 members present.
Thank you.
First item is item 1, approve the agenda.
Move approval.
Support.
Moved by Councilman Gabriel and supported by Councilman Sutton. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is item 2, city council minutes. Item 2A are the regular meeting minutes of May 16th.
Move approval with no exception.
Tony?
Support.
It was moved by Councilman Gabriel, supported by Mayor Pro Tem Miller. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No. Only because I wasn't there.
Okay.
Right, the next item is item 2B. These are the special meeting minutes of May 23rd.
Move approval with correction.
Is there support?
Support.
It was moved by Councilman Gabriel, supported by Councilman Sutton, to approve with the one correction. All in favor?
Well, the correction, Madam Mayor,
Yes.
would be the motion made to make the absence unexcused for Councilman Sanders. There was no quorum made when the motion was made, so I feel it should be striked from the record.
I thought we were all present.
It was made during roll call, and myself and Terry did not finish up roll call.
Oh,
To the-
that's,
To the attorney through the chair.
Yes.
Is that necessary to have a quorum? We had 6 members present, even though the roll call was not finished. Do we have to strike that?
It is necessary to have a quorum to have an official action of council, but if your question is because roll call had not been made.
Right.
I think as long as a quorum's present, I think that it would be appropriate to discuss the matter. Although I do think it's a moot point because ultimately I don't think it was ever
Right.
voted on, it was withdrawn. As long as a quorum's present, then council can take action.
okay.
To that, Madam Mayor, if I could,
Yes,
through the chair to the city attorney.
yes.
Upon asking about the motion during the meeting, the city attorney mentioned that there is required to have a quorum upon making a motion, and at that point, a quorum was not made because the roll call was not completed.
The appropriate process would have been to complete roll call in order to discuss. But in the event that action were challenged by a court of law, they're merely going to look to whether or not a majority was present when the discussion occurred. So I think it's a technicality. I certainly think in the future, we should make sure that we have finished roll call before we engage in that type of discussion, absolutely. If that's the point that you're making as well, Councilman Gabriel.
Okay. Okay, what is,
I got a question,
Yes.
I guess. I really don't want to have to ask these questions, but if I recall from watching the meeting, the vote was taken during the roll call, and the mayor asked if there was a council, anybody wanted to make a motion. So that it was asked for that by the mayor. And I believe it was Tony and then Councilman Porter are the ones that did the motion, and we did vote. We never voted to withdraw that.
I don't recall whether anybody voted to withdraw.
I don't
We did.
either.
I believe at the time the motion was withdrawn by the motion maker and supporter,
Yeah.
because Councilman Sanders came in. However,
Yeah, okay.
I would still assume that,
I would assume that I'm just saying technically, there was never, ever, that never happened. Nobody ever withdrew anything from, we didn't, we voted on something, but we never voted on withdrawing it. Just from a
I
technical
don't,
standpoint.
I don't
recall
remember either.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
I think ultimately, you know, the requirement that we have minutes, there's not a requirement that we go into this much detail.
Right.
So I think as long as the minutes reflect that Councilman Sanders appeared at this time, I think we've covered our basis from a notice standpoint to the public.
okay,
I think the reason we have minutes like we do is because we have such a city clerk who has the attention to detail and goes above and beyond. But as far as notice requirements in our minutes, merely that they reflect what occurred. So the fact that he appeared at that time would certainly satisfy any inquiry on a legal basis.
okay. Is that satisfactory to council?
Well, I guess there's a motion. I don't know what the motion is, and at this point, motion to correct, right?
To show corrected.
But what's the correction?
Yeah,
My
we-
motion was made to show the correction that the motion, the original motion is actually withdrawn because was not a quorum announced.
But there was a quorum according to the the city attorney.
Correct. And upon asking during the last meeting, when I asked if there can be a quorum without roll call, it was advised that you could not have a quorum without a roll call.
It was advised that we should proceed through the roll call because of the fact that a quorum had not been announced.
Okay.
Does the city clerk want to weigh in? I mean, I know you weren't here, but you keep the
I
minutes on a
wasn't,
regular
so-
basis, so.
Originally, the minutes did reflect that it was withdrawn is what I believe to occur. And then I was asked to make a correction that the motion did occur. So the motion was done, and I believe that a vote did occur. Again, since I wasn't here, I can't expand on it. I did keep in when Councilman Sanders arrived at 6:44, and that's all I can weigh in, I suppose.
Madam Mayor?
Yes,
The only thing I remember is, like, I don't remember prior to that, but the motion to withdraw, I know was not voted on. That is correct. I think Councilman Racy is correct on that. The motion withdraw, I think the issue, if I'm not understanding, the issue is, was the original motion because roll call, procedurally, I guess it doesn't matter as a city attorney, procedurally, I'm all right with it staying in there. I mean, personally, if that's, I mean, doesn't bother me one way or the other. I'm just saying I think procedurally, though, the fact that to administer a motion in the middle of a motion in the middle of something else, I think that's what the concern is, I guess. Is that what I'm hearing? I don't know, but it doesn't bother me one way or the other, whether it stays in or takes out.
okay.
Matt, is there a requirement that the minutes be approved within so many days of the prior meeting? Not that I'm aware of.
No.
So it certainly could be something that we could watch the video again
Watch
and
the video
clarify and table it till the next meeting, and that would solve, I think, all issues. There's no requirement that we approve those minutes today.
Is that satisfactory?
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't have a problem voting on it as is.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor to approve the minutes with the correction of, that Councilman Gabriel mentioned. All in favor of doing that?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay, 2 noes.
Okay. So we will accept the minutes
Yes.
with the correction.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Okay, the next item is item 3, requests. Item 3A is from a request from the Historical Society to park on Josephine Street and a portion of the Dynamite Park entrance on Sunday, October 1st, 2017, for the cemetery walk at St. Mary's Cemetery.
Support.
It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem Miller, supported by Councilman Gabriel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries.
The next is added item 3B. This is to proclaim June as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning LGBTQ Pride Month in the city of Wayne.
Wish of council?
Move approval.
Support.
Was moved by Councilman Gabriel, supported by Mayor Pro Tem Miller, the resolution was at your place when you came this evening. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Next item is item 4, ordinances and amendments. Item 4A is the second reading and adoption of ordinance 2017-03, Chapter 1282, parking.
Move to approve.
Support.
It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem Miller, supported by Councilman Sanders, to approve the second reading and adoption of ordinance 2017-03 regarding parking. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
The next item is item 5, communications and reports. Item 5A is a memo from the finance director regarding the change from official payments to the point and pay system.
City Manager, may Katie come to the
Of course,
podium
yes.
and give a brief explanation as to how this will help us?
Hello.
Hello.
The point and pay system, just like the official payment system, allow credit card payments, and it works with BSNA, which is the accounting software that we use. The point and pay system will integrate with the software when they make the online payment so that we can upload the payments into the software, where right now our cashier, when someone makes an online payment, is having to manually enter it in the software. Also, Point and Pay allows e-checks online, so not only can they pay with credit cards, now they'll also be able to pay with their banking info online.
Okay,
And there are no setup fees for the change.
okay, good. And could you state the cost to the person using the credit card to pay?
For credit card payments, there's a 3% fee. The minimum is $2. So if your payment is $66 or under, it would be $2, and if it's above that, it would be the 3%. And for e-checks, it would be $3 for up to $10,000, and $10 fee if it's over that.
Okay. And so now this means all of our residents can make their payments with credit cards online and such
And we'll also be doing it at the desk
at
now.
the desk. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any questions from council?
Are these, Madam Mayor, if I could, through the
Yes.
chair?
Yes.
Are these charges charged by the provider or the city?
By the provider.
Thank you.
And what is the wish of council?
Move approval.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
right.
sorry, I have one question.
Yes.
I'd like to ask her. Would they be able to utilize any of these kiosks, like in the CVS's or at the Hype Center? Is it with the same company that handles like the Wayne County billing?
Madam Mayor,
Wait,
we should have a motion and a second first before we have a discussion.
well, they're just asking questions of the presenter right now.
Okay.
There isn't a kiosk. I think that they do have an option for that, but it's very expensive.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. The motion
Madam
in order?
Mayor?
Yes,
A mayor's motion is not requested because we won't be amending any of our,
Okay.
the fees by resolution or anything like that. So
Okay.
this was just a communication.
Thank you.
Approval is
Alright.
not needed.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, any other questions for Katie? No? All right, thank you very much, Katie, appreciate it.
The next item is item 5B. This is a memo from the city attorney regarding the removal of council members for absenteeism.
This was a confidential attorney-client privilege piece of information that was given to us. What is the wish of council?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I would like to move because it was, even though it's a client attorney privilege, it was born out of a resident's concern. I would like to motion that we release the client attorney privilege on this piece.
Is there support?
I'll support.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Sanders and supported by Councilman Gabriel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No.
So I heard it was 3 yes, 4 no. Is that correct? So the
Yes.
motion failed?
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
all right then.
The next item is item 5C. This is a flyer from the fire department regarding the charity barbecue on June 17th, 2017. And I won't steal any of Fred's thunder, so you've got to talk more.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council.
Good evening.
I'm here to invite the whole public and the council to a fundraising charity barbecue. It will be held on June 17th, 2017, at the fire station from noon to 3 p.m. We'll be serving hot dogs, hamburgers, things of that nature. The cost is $5 per person. We will have a lot of things for kids to do. Balloon animals, we'll have a bounce house, a dunk booth. We're gonna put firefighters in the dunk booth and let the kids throw the balls at them, try and knock them in. So there'll be some ice cream, things of that nature. We'll also be doing some raffles. The big ticket item for the raffle is a 55-inch HD TV that was donated by Holistic Health of Wayne. So we'll be raffling that off. All the money raised will go into the Wayne Firefighters Charity Fund, which we'll distribute throughout the community to help people. We've helped buy backpacks for kids, build ramps for the handicapped, things of that nature. So the money will be reinvested into the city.
Okay. Are there any questions? No? All right,
Be
well,
great
thank
to
you.
see. Would be great to see everybody out there.
Okay,
Thank
it's a
you.
busy day. Thank you.
The next item is item 6, general items for consideration. Item 6A is to approve a depository resolution updating authorized signers.
Move approval.
Support.
It's been moved by Councilman Sanders, supported by Councilman Gabriel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Next item is item 6B. This is to approve the closure of the Bank of America account.
Move approval.
Support.
It's been moved by Councilman Gabriel, supported by Councilman Sutton.
Madam Mayor,
Yes,
discussion if I could.
yes, I'm sorry.
Through the chair, I'd just like to thank the finance director on this one. I think it should come to light as we're trying to save money and find ways to help reduce the overall cost of the city. And I think this should be made aware that this is a cost-saving measure that our newly hired finance director found. So again, I thank you for that. And I would also ask if we could have the finance director look into even further accounts to see if there's other cost-saving measures we can find.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Any other questions? Okay, it's been moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Item 6C is to approve the memorandum of agreement with the Wayne Metro Community Action Agency for participation in the Water Residential Assistance Program known as RAP.
Move approval.
Support.
Okay, it was moved by Councilman Sutton, supported by Councilman Gabriel. Katie, could you give us a brief explanation of what RAP is and how people can take advantage of it?
Yes. RAP is a water program for low-income people at 150% of the poverty threshold. They would need to have proof of residency, income, or proof of renter's responsibility for water, and they would need to stay current on their monthly bill payment. They would qualify through Wayne Metro for the program, and once they've qualified, then they would be able to get a $50 bill credit on their every other month bill for water, up to $300 annually. They also have an option for $700 annually on past due amounts. So if they stay current on their payments, that would be applied. After 6 months, $350 would be applied, and then after 12 months, the remaining $350 would be applied to old balances. They also have home water audits if the water usage is above 120% of normal usage. And then with that, they would cover minor home repairs up to $1,000, such as plumbing issues. They also have optional free smart water classes.
All right, then. Are there any questions for Katie? No? All right, and residents can find out about this through, there'll be pamphlets or something out
Yeah,
in
we'll
the-
have some flyers with the 800 number and the website.
Okay, all right then, thank you. All right, it's been moved and supported. Any further questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Next item is citizens' comments on requests on items not on the agenda.
Okay, just like to remind everyone, there are 3-minute limits to this. Yes. How are you, Mr. Amos?
Fine. Good evening, council, mayor. I have a couple questions tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, I know who you are, but could you address us with your name and at
Okay,
least your
I'm
street?
Vern Amos. I live on Stellwagen here in Wayne.
Thank you.
My first question is, and I know the government moves slowly, but this is getting bordering on ridiculous. The buildings that we have for sale, that we hired a company to sell for us, there's still no signs on those properties other than drive-by signs of Wayne. And I think it's been long enough that the contract should have been reviewed and signed, and it should be moving along pretty quickly here. And, the selling point of summer is just about gone. So I'd like some answers on that one. For 3 weeks, I've been trying to get a street light fixed at Winslow and 2nd Street. I witnessed a gentleman changing the bulb in it, but then I was told that he didn't change the bulb because there was a bird nest involved. It's a matter of safety over the life of a couple eggs, maybe. This is ridiculous. Safety should come first. And I'd like the city council and the mayor to discuss or look into possibly, and I know we're shorthanded on the police force, but as a person of the Wayne Neighborhood Watch Patrol, summer's coming and it's already ridiculous. The curfew needs to be addressed in the city of Wayne. I'm finding 14 and 15-year-old kids out at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, walking the streets, hiding in the park, mischief, trying to open car doors, walking up, looking into van windows and such. And I just feel that if the curfew was in force, it might curtail some of that activity. And then my last statement is, Hype has a red escrow van parked in the back of the building against the wall. Are we paying the insurance or hazard insurance on that building still? That would be a fire safety hazard in my opinion, because the vehicle's probably stationed there with gasoline still in it. And it's not a parking spot.
Okay.
Thank you.
City manager, have you taken note of those? Okay, thank you.
Mayor, if, I could provide an update on the one issue that he was talking about.
Okay.
So with regard to the commercial, I think he's talking about the commercial listing
Right.
agreement with the city-owned properties. That office has been presented to my office for review. There are some issues with the agreement in the sense that a lot of the properties the city owns or has obtained were obtained through the tax foreclosure process, through the county. And when you obtain a property through the tax foreclosure process, there are issues with title. So it is considered a potential issue to insure the property, insurable title, marketable title. So the problem was there were some properties in the agreement itself that did not have marketable title, which was a requirement that the city provide. So my office is working with the title company to clear those issues, and that is what caused the delay. Is the agreement proposed by the listing agent does require that we have marketable title as to all properties. And at this point, some of the properties were acquired through a tax foreclosure, which does not mean the title is marketable. So that is why they have not been listed, is because the agreement has not been executed by the parties.
So they can't even advertise the ABC building or the engineering building or Hype or any of that?
At this time, we're waiting for a complete title work to come back on each property from the title insurance company to ascertain which in the list we can, in fact, commit to. But if we do not have marketable title, we cannot enter into the agreement. That's the issue that we're facing.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'm actively working on that with the title company and with Ms. Goen as well.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes. Hello, Mr. Marmon.
Hi, Ed Marmon from the Wayne Public Library. Just like to mention a couple of things that are coming up at the library. We usually think of pirates as plying their trade in the high seas, but there was apparently a lot of piracy going on in the Great Lakes as well. So next week, next Tuesday, a man named Chris Gilchrist from the National Museum of the Great Lakes will talk at the library at 6:30 about the history of pirates on the Great Lakes. Apparently they were active right up into the 20s. And
Prohibition. Prohibition time.
well, yeah, right. Common targets, it says here, were lumber, venison, and illegal alcohol. So
Okay.
that's 6:30. It's free. And please come out. This ought to be a pretty interesting talk.
Yes.
I never realized that was going on in the
No.
Great Lakes. One other thing, and I'll just read the announcement here. This summer, on Saturday, July 15th, the Wayne Public Library will be joining the celebration of Downtown Days here in Wayne. For the entire time the library is open, noon to 5, library visitors will be treated to a tote bag sale, courtesy of the Friends of the Wayne Public Library. Bring your own tote bag or purchase one from the Friends at the circulation desk. You will then have the opportunity to fill your tote with as many book sale books as it can hold for $5. And the proceeds go to the Friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. A lot of good activities happening with this sidewalk downtown days. Anyone else? Yes.
Hi, I'm Ben Corney. I'm not a resident of Wayne, but I'm a retiree from the city of Wayne. Several of our retiree members have asked me, because I'm on a retirement board, in a question regarding this health insurance that we are no longer going to have after July 1st. There's supposed to be a stipend paid to us. No one, as of yet, has been able to tell us how we're getting our money, where we're getting it from, and what we're supposed to do. We're 21 days away from no longer having the insurance that we all earned. But how do we get our money?
Okay.
Nobody seems to have an answer for us, and it doesn't make any sense that nobody knows. We're 21 days away.
Okay.
Mayor, may I answer
Yes.
that? Mr. Corney, there have been several letters that have gone to all the residences. Carrie and I actually stuffed the envelopes yesterday for giving you information about the debit card that you're going to receive in the mail. All the retirees are going to receive a debit card. That debit card will have the funding on it. And so we have asked you to look for that. It's from a company called PlanSource. You should have that letter probably, I would say, by tomorrow.
Okay, so as of yet, that's why I'm here tonight, because no one has it. So by
It's taken
tomorrow?
us a
Okay.
little bit of time to set all this up. So,
Okay, all
no,
right.
and fair question. So I appreciate you asking that question, but we're moving as quickly as we can. But that debit card, we've already put that process in place. We had to hire a company to implement all of that. And so we're moving as swiftly as we can. But you should have that letter in the mail. Please look for that card from PlanSource.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Yes.
Good evening, Mayor, council
Evening.
members. I just want to inform council.
I'm sorry, your name and your street.
Everybody knows me, and under the Michigan Open Meetings Act, I respectfully decline. I just want to let you and the city manager know, just before Memorial Day, I talked to Mr. Ed Queen, the director of DPW, about some deficient sidewalks in my neighborhood. Upon his recommendation, I did go to DPW. I talked to a very pleasant woman there named Patty. She took the report, and within a matter of a week, the neighborhood was a beehive of activity. I just want to let council know that the DPW workers came out, marked the deficient sidewalk, came out the next day or two with the equipment. Everything was done with, like I said, within a week. And I went to Lit Council and the city manager know that they did a great job. The neighbors are happy. It's just because we live in such a litigious society. Everybody's looking to make for a payday. We've got people, I'm sure you've seen it on the news, suing over Little Caesars over about ingredients on a pizza. A woman suing Jelly Belly because she didn't know there was sugar and jelly beans. And I was just looking out to make sure, because we don't have money for lawsuits.
Right.
So we, a little bit of work, and they made sure to lay the cement down while the kids were in school at Hoover early in the morning, so it had time to set up. So there's no handprints, signatures, the little ones, just, there's that, just urge to, put their little handprint in there. But I just want to convey, on behalf of my neighbors and myself, a big thank you to the hardworking men and women of the DPW. They, like I said, they did a great job, and everything looks good. And still got a few barricades there because they had to remove sections of driveways on the approach on the city property. So everything's good, and just avoid some lawsuits, trip hazards, and stuff. So
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your letting DPW be aware of that. Anyone else? Yes.
My name's Lenny Powell. I'm here on Howell Street. What I'm doing is trying to bring stuff back to Wayne. I got a vendor show coming up on the 24th. It's going to be in Atwood Park. We're going to have between 40 and 50 vendors there. We're going to have a food truck there. Fire is going to be there, possibly the police, to let the kids walk through and let them see what our city is, basically. Also, we're going to have a fundraiser dinner for the fire department with Buffalo Wild Wings in Westland, June 21st. It will be coming out on a flyer. Is all you gotta do is go there and eat. They get 20% of your bill. Simple as that.
Okay.
And the fire department will get all that.
Okay. Well, thank you
Okay.
very much, Mr. Powell. I appreciate it. And if you get that flyer to the city manager's office, she can put it on the city's Facebook page as well. Anyone else? Okay, yes, Mr. Allen, you've been waiting.
Good evening, Lloyd Allen from City of Wayne, also a proud retiree of UAW Local 900. I want to say good evening to the council, mayor, and to my city manager. I think she's doing a hell of a job. We made a presentation here a couple of weeks ago for the Veterans Memorial, and since that time, we've had another retiree from our local step forward and put $500 on the table. You know him as Councilman Porter. We know him as just
Right.
Brother Tom. But that'll bring our thing to 16,500. And I'm hearing some pretty good rumors there might be some more coming, so.
Good.
And on a more somber note, I listened to what Brother Burns said about the ABC building. That really burns my behind, because we had that one sold. Now we got to hire somebody to sell it again, all because somebody's playing with a political football up there. I'm just sick of that kind of stuff. I'm wondering when this council will start talking about the problems that we have in this city. We're slowly drowning, and instead of seeing action up there, I'm seeing some play a game up there. And as a citizen of Wayne, that just, thank you. I can't say that word here.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Yes. There was one more person in the back, yes.
Hey, Lisa, how are you doing?
Good. Nice to see you.
This is my first time here. I'm from Westland, Michigan. Of course, a big-time advocate, and also work here in the city of Wayne at Community Living Services. I'll talk a little bit about myself.
Could I have your name and your...
My name is Ray Schuholz, SCHUHOLZ. I've talked to Lisa a couple of times. I told her I was going to come up and tell her all the good things that I'm doing.
Good.
So I'll talk a little bit about myself. I'm a chairperson of the Disability Concern Board in the city of Westland. What that is, we partner with the police department and I also partner with the fire department. As a matter of fact, it's very important because of, I'm the chair of the Disability Concern Board, so it's very important because people can have that tomorrow with the mental health. Anybody can affect. And it's very important. I would like to see something like that in the city of Wayne, where people be accepted. Everybody is somebody. So I'm also a peer mentor, and I'm going to be coming here sometimes. So hopefully you can learn from me. If anyone has any questions, they can contact me at 734-722-4725. We have a big agency out there. We deal with autism. We deal with all kinds of people with disabilities and recovery. So we're pretty big out there. So you might be seeing me around. I don't know if I saw you yet. I think I did see you at the Westland before. So we also partner with the Westland mayor, Mayor Wild. He's the one that appoints people to the board. So hopefully maybe one day you can come up with something like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Schultz. Anyone else? Yes.
I'm not a resident. Hi, I'm not a resident. My name is Jerry Kilstock, and I'm from the city of Plymouth. I like to visit other locals. It's very interesting. Anyway, I wasn't going to say anything tonight, but I have a friend that lives on Chestnut, and you turn Elizabeth, and you turn on Chestnut. That street, honest to God, is terrible. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
I know the funds are, but it's been that way a long time. Okay?
Well, thank
and
you
come
very much.
visit us in Plymouth. It's grassroots at its finest. The Penn Theater, what is it? The museum. It's a wonderful town to live in, really. I'm so proud of the people there. And yeah, so come visit us.
We will. Thank you for
Okay.
coming to our community.
All
as well.
right. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I like to go to different localities.
Okay.
Canton Township, Plymouth Township. It's a dirty job, and somebody's got to do it. You guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Anyone else? Nope. Okay.
The next item is item 7, items for the next agenda.
Does anyone have anything for the next council agenda?
Not at this time.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
The next item is the city manager's report.
Mayor, I have nothing this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, we will now go to, I know that Mr. Mulholland was here to talk about the Rouge cleanup, which is taking place on Saturday the 10th.
This Saturday.
This Saturday the 10th, and that starts at 9 o'clock here in Gowdy Park.
9:30.
9:30? Okay, sorry about that. So if anyone is interested in helping cleaning up Gowdy Park, and they'll be moving west along the Washington Trail, cleaning up the trail there, and then doing what they can to get into Dynamite Park. And anyone who's interested in actually helping get the log jams out of the river, if you have waders and chainsaws and you're interested in doing that kind of stuff, I'm sure that they can use your help that day as well. So again, 9:30 this Saturday in Gowdy Park for the Rouge cleanup. We will also, that takes care of that for that part of it. And if Matt comes in, if he has anything else to add, I'm sure we can allow him the few minutes. Are there any comments from members of the city council?
I do.
Did-
Go ahead.
Either one.
Go ahead.
Okay, Tom?
Thank you, Mayor. To back up what Mr. Marmon said about the library, out in the entryway between the doors is a little flyer. Pick one up and spread them out to the neighbors, and this looks like it's going to be a fun evening. So there's a lot of good programs going on at the library. We need you people to start going to the library again. It's a great facility. Let's use it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Are you taking in order your comments here?
Yes,
Okay.
comments, yes, if,
I'll go ahead.
okay.
I want to shout out to Wayne Main Street and Maxwell Cameron. I've been seeing a lot of good things on his website. I encourage everybody to go onto that website. He's forming a lot of committees, 3 in particular, that's going to affect revitalizing our neighborhoods and our downtown. One is going to be about design. Another one is going to be about let me write this down. Design, organization, and promotion, and coming up with a structured way of addressing some of ways we can do to improve our neighborhoods and our downtown. Also, on June 8th at 7 p.m., there's going to be a volunteer meeting at the Wayne Historical Building, and they as well have been doing a lot of good shows there, events about the history of Wayne. I encourage everybody to check it out. I've been to the last 3 of them, and I tell you, it's really some really good, fun stuff. I also went to last night. It's called FAN, Families Against Narcotics, and I want to talk about this a little bit. I went to it last night, and it is about families that have members that have drug addiction and alcoholism addiction in general, and this program is about educating family members and giving them direction on where to go to get help. And I know a lot of times this is kind of like not discussed, talked about amongst families, but it is really a big problem. And Dave just mentioned that out of a medical journal that 80% of our healthcare costs in our country stem from alcohol and narcotic addiction. And I thought that was pretty huge. And, and I'm sure those 2 addictions do stem to other health things that happen. But we're going to, I have asked them to set up a meeting here in the city of Wayne for the residency. I encourage everyone to go to it. It's very, very, very important, I think, for everybody just to get some information on all this, because I think one way or another we're all affected by addictions of alcoholism and narcotics. Also, I want to thank the Wayne Garden Club today. We went to the clock and we went and planted a bunch of plants in there finally. And it should be looking pretty good here in the next year or so when the plants start taking hold there. And also I want to thank all the participants for the Memorial Day Parade that we had, the Wayne Bicycle Club, the Wayne Historical Museum, some of the public officials that joined together as we honored our fallen. And last but not least, I want to thank this council for approving Pride Month for June in the city of Wayne. Many communities are taking on that social coalition of ensuring that we're not discriminating against anybody in our community for any reason. Companies like Ford Motor Company, IKEA, Kroger's, they're all stepping up to the plate. Communities like Detroit, Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor, Ferndale, it's the right thing to do. And since the beginning of it, about 30 years ago, it's long overdue. And I think what the message is about accepting everybody for who they are and about the love. And that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Sanders?
Yes. At the last meeting, I suggested I reserve my right to speak today. At the last meeting, a resident said something that profoundly impacted me, which caused me to make the decision to speak out tonight. He'd indicated that I should not be a victim. After a great deal of contemplation, I agree with this resident. Although I'm not one who likes to air dirty laundry in the public square, I feel the time has come to clear the air on the controversy that has surrounded this council during this past year. First off, I'd like to thank the many, many residents after witnessing the barrage of misinformation and, I quote, revelations of the past couple meetings that have reached out to me and finally realizing what's been really going on and who is really causing it. Several residents have turned over to me their private Facebook instant messages and emails between them and our city manager, Lisa Nasserini. I'd like to say that I was appalled to have read things that I did, but I have to be honest and say I certainly wasn't. The truths revealed in these private conversations only further proved to me that the woman that pretends to be a kind, professional, sincere, and righteous is anything but. Let me share but a few of the comments that shed the spotlight onto the true character of the woman that some on this council support. Speaking of a longtime elderly resident who has raised, along with her now deceased husband, her family, and also gave many, many years of volunteer service to the community, talking about her attendance at meetings for the failed Say Yes on S campaign, and I quote, "She's attending the millage planning meeting tonight. I don't know why. All she's doing is taking the notes and spying for the no people." What she has said about a mayoral candidate and his wife, who both have a record of service that spans 2 decades, that reaches out into our churches, our schools, and city. Over 2 decades worth of service. He is a pansy whose wife controls him. And he's not all there, and his wife's a psychopath. There's no doubt that he's afraid of his wife. She is scary, and her hair scares me. She continues to say about the same person, he is super negative. He follows all the negative Facebook pages, especially People's Pride and Progress. He and someone else that I'm going to redact are 2 peas in the same pod. About a longtime civic activist, she all but admits orchestrating, quote, taking him down and giving him his own medicine, albeit having unsuspecting citizens doing her dirty work. He is talking out of his ass again. It's amazing how clueless he is. I further quote our illustrious city manager as saying, a resident's name, really ticked him off. He's just getting a taste of bullying. He posted that because of his delinquent water bill and tax bill, and the rest of us have to pay for his freeloading. Too funny. He deserves it. He's worthless. This is how she talks about the daughter of one of our long-standing city employees. She's a nut job. She's not right in the head. She just wants to provoke me into saying something or firing her mom so they can sue the city for all the years of hell that she has put her mom through. Sick, and a sicko. I have another high-level staff person that I believe is doing the same thing. This city manager also off-the-cuff jokes about another resident not being able to pay the millage increase because he mortgaged his house to pay for his daughter's wedding. She quips, "I hope they're still married, LOL." The retirees, this is interesting. I'm not attending any more meetings with them. They are asshats. They are disgusting. They insulted me, screw them, all the while feigning concern for them and their plight at every meeting that they meet. She spoke of another citizen who I used to work with his mother many, many years ago as a jerk, who is the admin of the Facebook page Wayne Westland Area Dirty Laundry. Total loser. Another longtime civic activist, she said this, "He's such an ass and liar." Councilman Porter, of a specific interest might be to you. Tom lies to Susan. Tom is a liar and a troublemaker. He is, and I'm done with him. Then she talks about posting on another person's Facebook page that she had to about tonight that some still don't get reality, a direct shot at Tom. Using now the funniest, or should I say ironic message she sends thus far is this. Step down. What has happened when cyberbullying is accepted and gleefully practiced, bullying as any form is wrong. For adults to do this, it should be criminal.
Please.
Lisa, I agree. It should be criminal. The mayor has stated to many of our mutual acquaintances that this Chris, talking about me, isn't the Chris that she has known for the past 20 years. She's right. Mayor, the reason is simple. It's because this woman is what I told Tom several months ago, dangerous. She subscribes to the politics of old. If you're not with her, you have to be dealt with. Mayor, you have told many residents that we need the many things she learned working with Kwame Kilpatrick. Apparently, she didn't learn the most important lesson from that work experience. That being not put,
Please.
that being not put in a written form,
Mr. Brock,
not being put in a written form through fake texts, Facebook messages, and email, that which is insensitive. I know this when she asked me earlier in my term to work with her to get rid of the city clerk and to ask the city manager or the mayor not to continue walking with them, to separate them. I ask each one of our council people that understand the same things that I do to ask that the city manager's contract be put on the next city council agenda.
sorry,
That is my
please,
final comments.
thank you. Councilman Gabriel,
Nothing tonight, Madam.
thank you. Councilman Sutton,
No comments tonight, Mayor.
thank you. Councilman Racy,
Thank you, Mayor. I didn't plan on saying anything tonight, but I just wish we could start working on the things of our city and stop all this BS. I mean, this is just ridiculous, the kind of crap that keeps happening in our meetings. I'm embarrassed. And this council should be embarrassed what just happened. And it's appalling and it's ridiculous.
It is indeed.
You are.
okay. Okay. I apologize to all of those that had to sit through that, but we all have a right to speak. On a happier note, on this coming Saturday, besides having the Rouge cleanup, we'll also be having the American Cancer Society Relay for Life Walk, which will be taking place in Westland at the Central City Park. 11 o'clock is their kickoff ceremony, and the walk will take place through that time until 7 o'clock the next morning. So if, it's very nice to go and support their efforts for walking for breast cancer awareness and for funding for cancer of all types. Also, there is also going to be a walk, a Healthy Wayne Walk, again, similar to the one we had during the week. That'll be taking place on the 17th, Saturday, and it's going to be at Atwood Park, and that is being sponsored by the Wayne Westland School District. There will be information on the city's website for that, as well as on the Healthy Wayne website, so I ask that you participate in that. It's free. It's a great opportunity to get out and walk. We'll have a short walk and also a 2-mile walk. So it'll be taking place all around Atwood and that section all around there. Also, there's a hazardous waste collection on Saturday, June the 10th, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Henry Ford Community College. All you have to do is prove that you are a member of the County of Wayne, and you can take your hazardous materials there for pickup. It moves very quickly. It's a great opportunity. Also, pick up the Kaboom, which is our senior center newsletter. They have the Travelers group in there, which is offering some really nice opportunities. And if I had the time, I would be doing them too, because they're going to, there's a Rum Runners tour, which takes place on June 20th, going back to the Roaring '20s. There's a Gateway to Lenawee, Best of Ann Arbor in June, a Townsend Tea Day, which takes place on Wednesday, July 12th. So there's a lot of activities going on. So please pick it up and take a look at it. It's a great opportunity and gives us, Nancy Wojcicki-Noel works hard at putting this together for all of us. And unfortunately, we can't mail it, but it's available out there and at various businesses throughout the city. Also, I would just like to say that I really considered it an honor walking in the Memorial Day Parade that took place in Westland. It was very, very nice, very respectful, very, very moving celebration. And the city of Wayne was represented, as Mayor Pro Tem Miller said, by the Bike Club. The Historical Society was there. We put a wreath also there, and then after the ceremony, that wreath was then moved from there because they don't like them to stay, and we placed it at the memorial park that we have here by the library, and it stayed there until just this past Friday, I believe, we picked it up and took it. So, hopefully we'll be able to have the parade in our city again. I'm hoping on that, so.
The high school band was there as well.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, I forgot that. The high school, the Wayne Memorial High School Band and John Glenn's band.
Baseball
So-
Association.
And the Baseball Association. So we were very well represented. And thank you to all of those that participated in it. And with that,
Move to
Madam Mayor,
yes.
may we give the gentleman for the ruse his couple
Oh,
minutes?
is Matt here? Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. Did you want to, I told him about the time in Gowdy Park, but if there's anything else you wanted to add? I also asked them to wear waders and bring chainsaws if they had them.
Sure, I appreciate that, and thank you for your consideration. I apologize I didn't make it back. Your meetings have gotten much faster than what they used to be. My name is Matthew Mulholland. Curtin Kubin and I have been putting together a Rouge Rescue here in the city of Wayne for several years now. As you stated, this year's event will be this Saturday, June 10th at Gowdy Park. Registration starts at 9 o'clock. We'll have some T-shirts, gloves, and trash bags for all the residents that show up. The mayor's told me that herself and Councilman Porter have chipped in some cash and will help provide some water and donuts that we've usually been able to provide in the past also. The work we're going to be looking at this year is going to be working on the benches that we installed several years ago. We're going to power wash those, restain those, spread some gravel along that trail, do some weed whacking. We need to work on the new kayak trail, kayak launch that was put in. If you noticed, and this happens everywhere along the river where there's rocks, kids like to throw them back in the river. So we'll be digging those back out of the river and replacing those, spreading some gravel there. There's a lot of garbage pickup to be done, some tree limb removal. If the volunteers and the time permits, we'll also be working on Mill and Washington trails, and then we'll also be picking up some garbage there, working on the trails, and then working our way toward Dynamite Park. We'll also have a group that'll be on the river, clearing log jams, doing woody debris management, and picking up garbage along the way there. We hope to make it all the way through Dynamite Park this year. That would give us the whole course open and would be a huge accomplishment. I always like to stress, when you come, please dress for work. That means long pants, long shirt, long sleeve, or long pants, long shirts. Wear a hat, bring some bug spray. If you have a pair of gloves that you really like, bring those too. Don't wear sandals and flip-flops. This isn't a shorts and a t-shirt kind of a day. Come like you're gonna get dirty. If you have waders, bring waders. If you have an extra boat, you can bring that. We will provide a certain amount of boats, but we can never guarantee how many people are gonna be there. The same with weed whackers or chainsaws. If you have those and can use them and know how to use them, bring those. We'd like to thank Friends of the Rouge. Ed Queen and DPW has been working with us to help organize this, and we appreciate their time and their efforts. And also Wayne Lawn and Garden and the Hermats family have been very gracious to us with some equipment repair and rentals and a lot of different support that we've gotten from them. If you had any questions, I'd be happy to field any questions that you have, but otherwise, come on out. We've been doing it for a long time, and we'll be doing several more cleanups this year.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Motion to adjourn.
Been moved.
Support.
Moved by Councilman Sanders, supported by Councilman Gabriel. To adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.